So, ayan no, welcome to our channel no. So, our topic for today is yung tinatawag nga nating PAS38 or intangible asset. Okay? So, definition no, intangible assets, these are identifiable non-monetary assets without physical substance. So, sabi, dapat identifiable. So, ibig sabihin, natutukoy mo kung sino. Okay? Alam mo kung ano ito. Okay? Non-monetary, ibig sabihin, there is no exact price in money. Okay? And it cannot be converted easily into cash. Okay? So, there's no contractual right to receive cash. And asset without physical substance. So, ibig sabihin, hindi mo nakikita, naaamoy, at natuturo, pero alam mong may value. Okay? So, intangible assets, an identifiable non-monetary asset without physical substance. Ngayon, si intangible asset is merong tatlong essential criteria. Number 1 is yung tinatawag nating identifiability. Number 2 is merong control. And number 3 is yung tinatawag nating future economic benefits. Okay? So, identifiability or identifiable, it must be distinguished from goodwill. Okay? So, dapat natutukoy mo kung ano. So, ang sabi ng standard, para masabi mong identifiable siya, dapat it can be separated and arise from contractual or other legal rights. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, separable, capable of being separated or divided from an entity and sold, transfer, license, rented, or exchange. Okay, so example no, example natin is yung computer. Okay, sa isang computer, may mga laman yang computer software. Okay, example natin ng mga computer software is Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, Canva, Excel, okay, na kung saan yung computer software na yun is capable of being separated. Kasi pwede mo siyang ibenta ng hiwalay dun sa computer, pwede mong i-transfer ng hiwalay dun sa computer, pwede mong i-license, rented, or exchange hiwalay dun sa computer. And syempre, yung computer software arise from contractual or other legal rights. Kasi may-ari nito. Okay? Therefore, yung mga computer software are intangible assets. Okay? So don't get me wrong, no? Iba yung tinatawag na operating system. Okay? Kapag operating system, related to dun sa mismong tinatawag na CPU. Na kung saan necessary para magamit yung computer dun sa intention ng management. Since necessary yung operating system para magamit mo yung computer based dun sa intention ng management, therefore, yung operating system is property, plant, and equipment. Okay? Kasi nga, necessary siya in bringing the asset to its present condition and location. Whereas, yung mga accounting software, mga Microsoft software, na kung saan hindi naman siya necessary para dun sa computer, dun sa intention, dun sa mismong computer. So, therefore, yung mga computer software are intangible asset. Okay? Number 2 is meron kang control. Okay? Pag sinabing control, ito yung meron kang power dun sa tinatawag na future economic benefits. Okay? At pwede mong i-restrict yung access dun sa mismong benefits na yun. Okay? So, balik tayo dun sa example natin, no? Ang sabi natin yung mga computer software, since ikaw ang developer, okay? Since ikaw ang developer ng computer software, ikaw yung may control, no? Sa future economic benefits para mabenta siya, ma-transfer, ma-license, ma-rented, or ma-ipagpalit. Okay? Kasi pwede mong i-restrict yung iba na matanggap yung same benefit dun sa mismong computer software. Okay? So, meron kang legal rights para masabing may control at meron kang market and technical knowledge. Okay? I-note mo lang, no, pagdating sa market and technical knowledge, yung tinatawag na mga employee skills, managerial or technical talents, market share and customer loyalty, these are not intangible unless protected by legal rights or other ways of control. Okay? So kapag protected na yan ng legal rights, okay, napapalicense mo na, napaparenta mo na, napapa-franchise mo na, yung mga yan, employee skills, managerial, market share, customer loyalty, can be intangible assets. Okay? And lastly, dun sa essential criteria is yung tinatawag na future economic benefit. May include, no, sa future economic benefits, dalawa kasi yan, no, pwedeng revenue o kaya naman cost savings or cost decrease. Okay? Na merong magre-resulta dun sa paggamit ng asset. Okay? So, isa dito sa tatlong essential criteria, pag wala dyan, there's no intangible asset. Okay? So, ang recognition principle mo pagdating sa intangible asset ay number 1 is it meets the definition of intangible asset. Itong tatlo na necessary criteria. At isa pa, yung meets the asset recognition criteria. Okay? Ano ba yung asset recognition criteria? Okay? Number 1 is yung probable future economic benefits. Okay? It is probable that future economic benefits will flow to the entity. Okay? And yung isang recognition ng asset criteria is yung it can be measured reliably. Okay? So, dapat it meets the essential criteria, identifiable, control, and future economic benefits, and it meets the asset recognition criteria. Number 1 is there is a probable future economic benefits will flow to the entity, and it can be measured reliably. Okay? Initially, once recognized, yung intangible asset mo is measured at cost. Okay? So, pag sinabi natin cost, malabang tatlong bagay yan, no? Pag sinabi natin cost, pagdating sa asset, may tatlong bagay yan. Number 1 is yung purchase price. Okay? Number 1 is yung purchase price. Number 2 is yung import duties. And number 3 is yung mga non-refundable taxes. Okay, so purchase price, import duties, and non-refundable taxes, less of discount and rebates. Okay, so yung initial measurement mo for intangible asset is at cost. Ang composition mo ng cost is purchase price, import duties, and non-refundable taxes, less discount and rebates. Okay, so usually and generally, no, yung measurement depends on the mode of acquisition. Kung paano mo nakuha yung intangible asset. Okay? So, paano mo nakuha intangible asset? May 5 mode of acquisition pagdating sa intangible asset, no? So, number 1 is yung separate purchase. Binili mo ng hiwalay. Okay? Since binili mo ng hiwalay, measured yan at cost. Plus, directly attributable cost, no? In bringing the asset to its present location and condition. Okay, directly attributable cost. Next is kapag na-acquire mo siya as part of business combination. Pag sinabi nating business combination, no, ibig sabihin, si company A at si company B is nagsama. Na kung saan pwedeng maging existing isa sa kanila. Okay? Pwedeng A plus B can be A, na kung saan in-acquire niya si B. Example ng business combination na yan is yung kay Jollibee. Okay? Si Jollibee, in-acquire niya si Mang Inasal. Nung in-acquire niya si Mang Inasal is naging parte ni Jollibee. Pero buhay pa rin si Jollibee. Okay? Isa pang example ng tinatawag na business combination is A plus B, okay, is equal to C. Okay, na kung saan na-dissolve si company A, na-dissolve si company B, nabuhay si company C. Okay, so ang tawag dyan is business combination. Okay, yung mga intangible asset na na-acquire mo based dun sa tinatawag na business combination is measured at fair value. Okay, so measured yan at fair value at the date of acquisition. Okay, so anong basis ng fair value? Ang basis mo ng fair value, it can be quoted market price, yung active market mo. Okay, kapag walang active market, no, syempre kung ano yung best information available for the fair value. Okay, yan yung mga arm's length transaction. Okay, at kung wala yon, yung mga arm's length transaction, yung present value of future cash flows. Okay, yung present value ng future cash flows that will flow to the entity. Okay, next is tinatawag nating government grants, no? Acquisition by government grants, na kung saan binigyan ka ng gobyerno ng government assistance or financial aid. Okay? Generally, ang measurement mo nito is fair value din. In the absence of fair value, nominal cost. Okay, nominal cost o yung stated value niya dun sa mismong grants plus directly attributable cost. Okay? And yung by exchange, okay, nagkapalitan ng asset, no? Since nagkapalitan ng asset, may recognition and derecognition. Okay, so yung natanggap mong asset is recognition, yung pinalit mong asset is derecognition. So ang natanggap mo is intangible asset, no? Kailangan alamin mo kung merong commercial substance or walang commercial substance. No commercial substance. Okay? Kapag ka merong commercial substance, ang order of priority mo in measuring the exchange asset is number 1 is yung fair value of asset received. Fair value of asset given up. Okay, kapag may commercial substance yung palitan, ibig sabihin, ang priority mo sa measurement ng asset is yung fair value of asset given up. Okay? In the absence of fair value of asset given up, measure mo yung fair value of asset received. Okay? So, in the absence of fair value received, carrying amount. Okay? Yung carrying value of asset given up. Okay? Ngayon, pagdating sa commercial substance, no, possible kasi na magkaroon ng tinatawag na difference in cash. Okay, no? Pag sinabi kasing commercial substance, yung pinagpapalitan nating asset is magkaiba. Okay, no? So, merong major difference in future cash flows. Okay, so for example natin ang palitan ng intangible asset, no? For example, okay, no, ang matatanggap mong intangible asset is patents. Okay, makakatanggap ka daw ng patents or license, tapos bibigyan mo lang siya ng mga PPE. Okay, yung natanggap mong intangible asset is recognition, yung ibibigay mong PPE is the recognition. Okay, since meron kang recognition of intangible asset at magkaiba siya dun sa mismong PPE, possible merong commercial substance. Okay? Once na merong commercial substance, ang order of priority mo is 1, fair value of asset given up, 2, fair value of asset received in the absence of number 1, and in the absence of 1 and 2, saka ka lang magki-carrying value of asset given up. Okay? And possible din, kapag dating sa commercial substance, is magdadagdag ka ng pera. Ang tawag doon is trade-in. Okay? Since magdadagdag ka ng pera, kailangan i-account mo rin yung mismong cash payment. Okay? Kapag nagdagdag ka, plus cash paid. Okay? Kapag ka naman nag-reimburse o kaya may ibinalik sa'yo, i-minus mo yung cash received. Okay? Same din kapag sa 2 and 3. Okay? So, plus cash paid minus cash received. Okay? Kapag ka naman no commercial substance, ibig sabihin yung pinagpalitan yung asset is halos magkaparehas lang. Okay? Kapag ka walang commercial substance, ang recognition criteria mo is ang measurement mo rather is yung tinatawag na carrying amount. Okay? Or yung carrying value nung asset given up. Okay? So, possible ba na laging available yung fair value kapag commercial substance? Yes, possible na palaging given or palaging existing yung fair value kapag may commercial substance. Kasi ibig sabihin nga, na may measure mo yung difference between dun sa asset na pinagpalitan. Okay? So, lastly, na acquisition, na mode of acquisition is yung tinatawag nating self-creation or internally generated intangible asset. Okay? Na kung saan nagkakaroon ng dalawang phase, no? Yung tinatawag na research phase and yung tinatawag na development phase. Okay? So, yung tinatawag na research phase and development phase. Okay? So, pagdating no sa self-creation, okay? Pagdating sa self-creation of internally generated intangible assets, sabi natin na hati siya sa dalawang phase, no? Okay? Number 1 na phase is yung tinatawag nating research phase. Okay? Pag lahat ng nasa research phase, no? This is expense as incurred. Okay? Pag nasa research phase, nag-incur ka ng cost, expense outright. Okay? Pagdating naman sa development cost, kailangan ma-establish muna yung mga condition para makapitalize siya. Okay? So, ang mga criteria para magkaroon ng tinatawag na capitalization sa development cost is dapat ma-establish yung tinatawag na technical feasibility. Okay, pag na-establish na kasi yung technical feasibility, ibig sabihin, there is intention to complete the mismong intangible asset. Okay? So, possible din pag may technical feasibility na, meron ng ability to use or to sell the asset. So, ibig sabihin, there is a future economic benefits na dun sa mismong research. Okay? And there is probable future economic benefits. Okay, so ang capitalization mo, so generally, expense ito. Unless, ma-meet yung tinatawag na technical feasibility. Okay, pag na-meet yung technical feasibility, capitalizable. Capitalize. Okay. So, ano naman yung mga not R&D, not research and development phase, no? Etong mga not R&D, related yan sa admin and selling expenses. Okay? So, basahin natin, no? So, research phase, no? Ito yung mga searching for new knowledge. Okay? Nagsa-search ka ng new knowledge. So, lahat ng expenses incurred in searching for new knowledge is expense. Okay? Kasi nga, hindi mo naman pwede ibenta yung idea. Okay? Next is yung selecting among identified possible alternative. So, ibig sabihin, meron kang idea, tapos, dun sa mismong idea, naghanap ka ng mga alternative options. Okay? So, yung mga alternative option is part of research, no? And generally, lahat ng cost incurred for finding the alternative is expense outright. Okay? So, for development, ano naman yung mga phase for development, no? Merong design, construction, and testing of pre-production prototypes or model. Okay? So, nag-design ka na, nag-construct ka na, and testing for pre-production prototypes. Meron ka ng design ng tools, molds, and dies involving new technologies. Nandito na sa development kasi yung ina-apply mo, yung mismong new knowledge. Okay? Meron na ring design, construction, and operation of a pilot plant that is not scaled economically for commercial production. Design or construction and testing of a chosen alternative for new or improved materials, and revising design or flaws in the prototype model. Okay, so ang general rule mo sa development, it is expense as incurred unless na-establish na yung tinatawag na technical feasibility. So therefore, lahat ng expenses after technical feasibility is capitalized. Okay? And hindi naman down research and development, yung mga cost incurred during commercial production, kasi related na to sa selling, troubleshooting, or commercial production, kasi nga related na uli yan sa pagpo-produce or selling, no? Periodic design change to existing products, modification of design for a specific customer. Okay, no? So, na-establish mo na, na-develop mo na siya. Ngayon, pinapabago. Okay, nagkakaroon ng modification, no? Alternatives or alteration. Okay, since nagkakaroon ng alteration, hindi siya research and development, related ngayon sa expenses. So, expense outright. Engineering follow-through and quality control during commercial production. So, nagpo-produce ka na ng mismong dinevelop mo at fina-follow through ng engineer, chine-check, okay, kung talaga bang tama yung pagkakasunod dun sa mismong development. Okay, so expense outright related sa mga selling and administrative and marketing research to study consumer taste. Based na ito sa consumer production. Okay? So accounting for research costs, ang sabi nga natin under paragraph 54, provide that expenditure on research or on research phase of an internal project shall be recognized as expense when incurred. Okay, so lahat ng nasa research phase is expense as incurred. Accounting for development costs, no? In contrast with research cost, development costs are incurred at a later stage in the project when the probability of success may be more apparent. Depending on the very strict criteria, development costs may or may not be recognized as an intangible asset. Okay, so ang general rule mo sa development cost, no, expense as incurred, pero once the probability of success is apparent, okay, establish yung technical feasibility, therefore, capitalize. Okay, so paano daw magko-qualify, no? Sabi ng standard, ito yung sinasabi nating qualification dun sa mismong criteria, dun sa capitalization ng research and development cost. Yun yung sinasabi natin, number 1 is yung technical feasibility of completing the intangible asset, which is achieved when a prototype of or model is produced. So, lahat ng prototype, okay, initial prototype and yung model or yung mga blueprint is capitalizable. The intention to complete the intangible asset. So, may intention na para ikompletuhin, tapusin yung mismong intangible asset. The ability or sell the intangible asset. So, pwede mo na siya ibenta as is, no? The intangible asset will generate probable future economic benefits. So, future economic benefits will flow, no? So, ibig sabihin, possible nang maka-affect siya sa cash flows, no? Indirectly or directly sa mismong entity. Availability of resource or funding to complete the asset. So, nag-intention na to complete, no? Pinopondohan mo na para matapos. And the ability to measure reliably the development expenditure. Okay, so itong measured reliably, kung mapapansin mo, asset recognition yan. Okay? Ngayon, since dun sa mga mode of acquisition, once na-establish mo yung initial cost, subsequently, measured siya at amortized cost. Okay, so subsequently, once na-establish mo na yung tinatawag nating cost, okay, subsequently, measured siya at amortized cost. Okay? PAS 38, paragraph 63, explicitly provides that internally generated brands, mastheads, publishing title, customer list, and other items similar in the substance shall not be recognized as intangible asset. Paragraph 38, or PAS 38, paragraph 48, provides that internally generated goodwill shall not be recognized as an asset. Okay? No? Explicit silang sinabi. So, ibig sabihin, hindi ka pwede gumawa ng brands, masthead, publishing title, and customer list. Ano ba yung mga internally generated brands? Yung mga pangalan, no? Mga brand name. Okay? Hindi mo sila pwede generally i-establish. Hindi mo sila pwede gawin internally. Mastheads, ito yung mga print, no? Okay? No? Yung mga pangalan sa mga magazine. Okay? Publishing titles, mga publishing titles, yung mga nasa dyaryo, okay, mga Inquirer, okay, at yung iba pang jargon na alam nyo. Okay, yung title nila, no? Okay, and customer list, ito yung mga listahan naman ng customer, no, na kung saan, ito kasi is madali silang buuin. Okay? Therefore, since madaling buuin, no, yung identifiability and yung control doon is mahirap i-establish. Okay? And lastly, yung tinatawag doon na internally generated goodwill, no. Yung goodwill kasi, ito yung kung saan mas malaki yung binayad mo kaysa doon sa natanggap mong fair value, okay, no? So may mas malaki yung natanggap binayad mo doon sa fair value. Therefore, meron tinatawag na goodwill. So internally generated goodwill is not intangible asset. Okay? So ano naman yung mga expenditure expense when incurred? Once na incurred mo daw ito, expense outright. Okay? So number 1 is yung tinatawag na startup cost. Okay? Startup cost include nito yung mga organizational costs such as legal cost of establishing legal entity, the preparing cost of expenditure to open a new facility or business, and pre-operating cost or expenditure to commence a new operation or launch a new product. So, yung mga startup cost, ito yung mga cost na kung saan nagsisimula ka pa lang. Okay? Okay, no? So, once na-incurred mo yung mga startup cost, expense outright. Okay? Next is yung training cost to operate the asset. Okay, so for example, yung na-invento mong asset o yung na-invento mong computer software is kailangan ng training. Okay, para magamit, no? So, expense as incurred. Advertising and promotional costs, no? Since yung advertisement and promotional costs, related yan dun sa tinatawag nating selling, no? Administrative and selling expenses, therefore, expenses incurred. Next is yung mga business relocation or reorganization ng costs. Related yan dun sa admin matters, no? So, as incurred is expense. And selling and administrative overhead, okay, related uli sa selling and administrative. Okay, ang sabi nga natin, measurement after recognition, measure siya at amortized cost. Lalo na kapag ka cost model. Pero ang sabi ng standard, pwede ka mamili either using cost model or revaluation model. Okay? So, once na nakapili ka, kailangan i-apply mo siya sa same asset, no? Sa same group of asset. Kapag cost model ka sa isang group of intangible asset, cost model. Sa isang group ng nag-revaluation ka, dapat revaluation din sa isang group of intangible asset. Okay? So, pag sinabi natin cost model, no? Ito yung historical cost. Okay? Ito yung kung saan yung historical cost mo minus the accumulated depreciation or amortization, since intangible asset ito, ang amortization iyon, minus accumulated impairment losses, yun yung tinatawag na carrying value. Okay? Next is revaluation model, no? Pag sinabi naman nating revaluation model, ito naman yung kung saan dadalin mo yung mismong intangible asset at revalued fair value. Okay? On the date of revaluation, less any subsequent amortization and any subsequent accumulated impairment losses. Okay? So, amortization and impairment of intangible asset, may tatlo kang criteria or may tatlo kang kailangan tandaan, no? Pag nag-amortize ka under cost model. Okay, so under cost model, ang tatandaan mo is amortization is an essential accounting process that systematically allocates the cost of an intangible asset over its useful life. The amortization or the amortizable amount is determined by subtracting the residual value, if any, from initial cost of the asset. Okay, so ito yung sinasabi nga nating historical cost minus residual value. Okay, minus residual value para makuha mo yung amortizable amount divided by yung tinatawag nating useful life. Okay? Paragraph 97 states that an intangible asset with limited or finite life are amortized over the useful life. Ito yung amortization mo. Once na yung buhay niya is finite or limited, kailangan yung mismong life should be estimated. Okay? And then yung finite life, yung useful life niya, it will be tested kapag ka merong impairment. Okay, once na nagkaroon na indication of impairment, kailangan mong i-less yung mismong impairment. Okay? And also, paragraph 107 and 108 states that intangible asset with an indefinite life are not amortized but are tested for impairment at least annually. And whenever there is indication that intangible asset may be impaired. Okay, so kapag ka yung buhay niya, okay, since ang intangible asset, usually yung ibang intangible asset is merong infinite life. Okay, so example natin ng mga intangible asset na may infinite life is yung mga asset na pwede mong i-renew. Mga intangible asset na pwede mong i-renew, such as license, patent, okay, na kung saan pwede sila i-renew as long as merong nagre-renew. Okay? So, yung mga patent license, there are indefinite life, no? Okay, mga copyright, okay? Since indefinite yung life nila, hindi mo alam, hindi mo ma-estimate yung kanilang finite or yung useful life, hindi mo sila i-amortize. But rather, ititest mo lang for impairment at least annually. Okay, so kapag finite life or limited yung useful life, kailangan magkaroon ng amortization. Kapag ka naman infinite or indefinite yung buhay, hindi mo sila ina-amortize but rather tested for impairment at least annually. Okay? So, hanggang dyan na lang muna, no? So, ang ating conceptual framework sa intangible asset, no? Kung gusto mo ng further clarification, no? Comment down below, no? Sagutin natin. Okay, salamat sa pakikinig. Hanggang sa muli. Paalam.